What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bass Fishing Tips YouTube channel. And in today's video, I've got a really cool product that I've come across that I just want to share with you guys, because it's a product that I think is going to help you guys to be a little bit more successful on the water, especially when it comes to treble hook baits, you know, and especially with topwater treble hook baits. We as fishermen, we love topwater, but one of the most frustrating parts of topwater fishing is losing the fish. You know, either they miss the blow up, or once we get them hooked, they come up and they shake that treble hook bait off, you know, and it can be one of the most frustrating things in the world, because a lot of the times for anglers, I know for me, you look at a bait, especially like this, and you're like, how in the world does it sling that many hooks? I can't even look at that thing without getting hooked, but a fish can sling it, but they do. And a lot of it has to do with the treble hook itself and how the treble hook works, and how the treble hook is actually attached to the body of the bait, which I think this product helps to alleviate. But before we get into that, number one, thank you guys for being here. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Bass Fishing Tips. My name's Alex Rudd. This channel is dedicated to teaching you guys things that you can take out on the water to help you to catch more bass. And I know if you're searching up Bass Fishing Tips, that's what you're here and this is what you're looking for. And so hello, thank you for being here. If you've been around the channel for any amount of time and you're looking to help support the channel, make sure and use my Tackle Warehouse affiliate links. I'll make sure and link the product that I'm going to talk about down below. When you click those links, I get a small commission off of anything that you buy on Tackle Warehouse, and that money goes right back into the Bass Fishing Tips YouTube channel and helps me to keep making videos for you guys. And so if you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. But without further ado, let's talk about this product and why it's so awesome. So first thing I want to talk about is how we traditionally attach treble hooks to baits. So we traditionally attach treble hooks to baits using a split ring, and a split ring is one of the best ways to attach hooks to baits, because it is a metal ring that allows that hook to hang freely below that bait, and it can articulate front to back and side to side pretty easily. And that helps to keep those fish pinned for the most part. You know, when a fish is fighting and it's slinging that bait back and forth, being able to articulate back and forth like that is what actually keeps those fish pinned. But sometimes, and especially with topwater baits, what will happen is those fish will grab that and they'll try to twist that bait. And when you go to twist that bait, as you guys can see there, you can only twist it so far from one direction to the other until it gets in a bind and it gets hung up like that right there. And when that hook gets hung up like that right there and that fish comes up shaking it, a lot of the times that kind of little pinch point right there that creates is what helps that fish to get leverage on the bait and then ultimately sling that bait out and to get that bait out of their face. And so, you know, again, split rings, we've all caught thousands of fish on split ring baits and baits that have split rings, and it's a great way to attach hooks to baits. But this little product right here is really cool because it kind of takes the idea of a split ring and it takes it to the next level, and that is the Savage Gear Grip Treble. And what's really cool about the Grip Treble, as you guys can see, is it doesn't attach via metal, but it attaches via that little braid split ring on the top of that hook, which is really, really cool. Now, this is not a new idea by any means. This is something that a lot of people have been doing for a long time, especially here in East Tennessee, the kind of balsa culture and balsa bait making culture around here. One thing that a lot of people would do is, instead of putting traditional split rings on their crankbaits, they would tie braid split rings. So essentially what they would do is they would take braid, they would tie a split ring with it, and that's how they would attach their hooks to their baits. And that did two things for them. Number one, it made it a lot more finesse. You didn't have the clanking of that split ring against the body of that bait. You had that fabric going back and forth, and so it made it a little bit more finesse. And I think some people thought they got a lot more bites on it, which I think there's something to that, but that's not the video we're making today. But the second thing it did to it was it helped to kind of alleviate the problem that the split ring created. And so when the fish would come up shaking, what would happen is, instead of that split ring getting in a bind, and with these treble hooks it's the same exact way, that treble hook can spin almost infinitely. I mean, obviously it has a stopping point at which it gets bound up, but that thing can crank, I mean, at least 10 turns one way or the other before you actually get that thing in a bind and before those fish get any leverage on it. And so those braid split rings and the braid split rings that come on these hooks allow that fish to grab that bait, twist, 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 twist before there's any leverage that that fish can actually get on that treble hook. And so what that's going to do, especially with topwater baits or any treble hook bait, is it allows those fish to come up fighting, tail walking, and no matter what direction they go or how much they try to get leverage on that bait, they're not going to be able to get as much leverage on topwater treble hook baits or any treble hook bait for that matter. And it's going to help you to put more fish into the boat because they're not going to be able to get the leverage to sling that bait out of their face, and you're going to be able to get them into the kayak, the boat, the bank, or wherever you guys happen to be fishing. But really cool product. I just wanted to share it with you guys, share this cool thing that I found. Like I said, if you want to check it out, make sure and check out the pinned comment down below and or the description for that Tackle Warehouse link. And if you want to see me catching some fish on a plopper, click this video. It's popping up right here.